Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you a veteran looking for a new companion animal? A dog, a cat, or maybe something else? The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs Vets Get Pets program can cover up to $350 of your pet adoption fees. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov/vetsgetpets to learn more about program requirements and how to apply. Want to help support the program? Get your Vets Get Pets specialty license plates from the Nebraska DMV. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Welcome into the LIBA Business Hour, sponsored by Nats to Tasseling, highlighting local independent businesses in and around Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, LIBA Executive Director Travis Filing and Gary Tharnish.
And you're listening to the LIBA Business Hour. Good morning. I am Travis, CEO of LIBA, and I know you, right? You and I used to do a radio show together back in the day.
That's it. That's it. I couldn't remember if we had the same probation officer or if it was that.
I think we had that too in common.
Yeah, it's the other guy.
Yeah, it's been a month. You were gone for 2 weeks, then I was gone for 2 weeks, and you know, everybody probably thought Dingman was taking over the show.
I know, right? No, she might have thought so too. You know, that's the big tough thing. Old Pam Dingman, I'll tell you, keeping up with her.
And she did a great job.
She
did a great job filling in.
Great.
So thank you, Pam, if you're listening. It is game day.
If you're listening on a podcast or YouTube, it may not seem like game day, but it's Wisconsin game day today, and I want to beat them like no other.
Yeah,
so
it's an important one
Big
today.
Red.
Yeah. And today, I'm excited to have him back. Our guest is Governor Jim Pillen. And we're here. We're going to talk about hog farms, or is it pig farms? Is there a difference?
We can call them whatever you'd like to call them.
Okay.
Potato.
Okay.
And some days we put extra adjectives on front.
I know one of those days from my childhood. I have to tell you that story.
Oh, man.
Are you guys nervous that people are calling in? They'd rather have Pam on the radio show full time?
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
I'm more nervous of her massive intelligence. That woman is incredible.
She's sharp. She really is sharp.
I could never pull one over on her.
So yeah, when we met the last time, obviously we were talking about other things, and as always, the most fascinating conversations happen outside when we're drinking a cup of coffee and just talking about business. And when we were talking about the farm, and I thought, man, we got to have you back because it was fun. It was so interesting, and I obviously love business and love family business. And now did your dad start Pillen Farms?
Yeah. So my dad was a Korean War veteran. And as he would always say, I started with nothing and I have most of that left. So what the heck? And it took mom and dad 19 years. They were tenant farmers. It took them 19 years before they scratched enough together and bought a farm that we call home. And then dad fed a few potloads of cattle and had 60 sows on dirt lots. And after I got my doctorate in veterinary medicine and came back to Nebraska, I was practicing and then started production agriculture on the side. We lost my mom unexpectedly, and dad wanted out. And I said, well, hey, how about we partner? So that's how I got back into production agriculture. So we started with 60 sows, and because of extraordinary people in Nebraska and learning from people, my doctorate in veterinary medicine, working with people around the country, we started with some things we thought could work, and we've been blessed there. But, that's the thing that is so fun about Nebraska. 95% of agriculture in Nebraska is owned by families. And we just got back from a trade mission in Czech Republic and in Germany, and Germany, same way, and 60% of Nebraska would be German descent. And they have, I think, 80% of their manufacturing is still family owned. Met with a family that, they're just getting started. They've only been in business 147 years. and
That's
so,
very European right there.
the thing that is so incredible about when we get to have conversations and stories, there's just countless Nebraskans that are entrepreneurs, risk takers, innovators in all 93 counties and have made incredible things happen. So Nebraska is incredibly unique because of our people and our ability to make things happen. Every this is an amazing. Every company that has come to Nebraska to do business, and they have multiple businesses either around the country
Sure.
or in other parts of the world. Guess where their best business is?
Here in
The
Nebraska.
one in Nebraska.
Wow.
And as I say, it's totally because of the people in Nebraska and who we are. We are who we are because of our neighbors and who, and we come from every country in the world. We're an incredible, diverse group of people, and it's just extraordinary, just flat extraordinary. And I get more amazed by the people in Nebraska every single day. That I'm breathing air and that I get to be governor and keep meeting people. It's incredible. And business is what's making Nebraska run. And we, from my seat, we need more people to say, hey, there's great things and I want to be a part of it. Get rid of politicians, get business leaders involved in running our communities, running our state, because that's we got to run government like a business, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah. Oh, I totally
Amen.
agree.
Amen to that. Another thing about Nebraska is that we have an incredibly good workforce here. People with good work ethic, willing to work. That's a big issue. I know with Monolith, that was a huge issue of choosing Lincoln as their global headquarters. That's a big deal. And a lot of that, when listening to their CEO, his name, I can't remember it now. But anyway, when he was speaking, he was talking so much about the people in Nebraska, and that's why he came here. It's the people. And that does make a difference. My son hires people out in California, and I'll tell you, it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet.
So we were in Prague in Czech Republic, and Continental has workforce here in Nebraska, or they have a plant that was the old Goodyear plant here in Lincoln. Obviously, what was the conversation? The incredible people of Nebraska and how successful their business goes. So it is the people. We have some extraordinary, blessed, God-given resources, but it's the people that make it happen. And we just celebrated the 50-year anniversary out at the plant with Kawasaki leadership, and guess what? Kawasaki has plants all over the world. Guess which one is their biggest, most vibrant plant they have?
Wow.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Right here. It's not a surprise.
Any coincidence about that?
Yeah, that's incredible.
It is.
So, so back to the farm. Now, your dad started it in 50.
Yeah. So my dad would have gotten home from the Korean War. He started in 51, and he started with a couple dairy cows and some chickens, and then rented a farm, and then got a couple sows, and then just kind of grew it from there.
Wow. So is he from Nebraska? Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Pillins were part of a lot of German Catholics settled in the northwestern part of Platte County, and my great grandpa would have had a place in the Tarniff area just south of Humphrey, and then my grandpa raised my dad and uncles and aunts between Tarniff and Platte Center, two little towns just west. And I have a cousin still farming and an uncle that farmed. And then of course my dad did. So that he'd have started in 51. Was in the Korean. Was supposed to go to World War II. Lost a brother. So then he stayed home. That grandpa got at a firm, and he stayed home and stayed on the farm. That's what they did. Stayed on the farm, and he stayed on the farm helping grandpa, because that's just what you did till he was like 25. Then he got drafted. He always liked it, So when he was in the Korean War drafted, he was 25 with a whole bunch of young 18 and 19-year-olds. And what do you think his nickname was? Pops.
Pops. Yeah, I was going to say Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
exactly. I
started
love it.
farming. It's a great story. He started farming because he's a little older. So young guys, when they're overseas, so they smoked and they played cards, and he became a de facto banker because they'd be out of money. So he borrowed money, and then he was
Go
pretty
ask
good.
Pops.
Pretty good. Pops was a pretty good poker player, so he'd send money home to mom, and he accrued about $3,500, and that's how he started farming.
I'll be dang. That's
That is great.
awesome.
It's a great story.
That,
isn't it?
that
It
really is. So what made him, now he's the one who, because you said he had cows and chickens and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Was he the one who said, it's hogs? Let's go. Let's go hogs.
Well, he would. It's a great point. The story, and I shared that over when I gave a keynote in Germany. The people, you talk about pigs, and 100 years ago, we roughly were an agrarian society. So, what were the two main reasons for hogs 100 years ago? Because today we think bacon. 100 years ago, with Grandpa Pillin, it was based. You had hogs for lard and soap.
Oh,
And
sure.
meat,
Lard
meat was a
especially.
very little byproduct.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing with genetics and breeding, and now today it's an extraordinary protein and a key piece of feed in the world. Quite honestly, pork protein, pig, the bacon and hams and loins, that they make up like 55% of the global food protein. So it's
Isn't that
significant
crazy?
and very,
Yeah.
very efficient for the planet. We use less and less feed. Simple stomach works good.
Well, we grew up on lard.
Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
what-
my
right.
grandma cooked with lard. My mom cooked with lard.
it
I
was like in a 5-gallon bucket. I swear.
I know.
It was huge.
I know. I was asking mom. I'm like, man, I can just not get your vegetable beef soup down. I can't get it down. And she goes, honey, till you use lard, you never will. And I'm like, that can't be. And she goes, until you. I'm like, all right. We're
Can you
doing
still
lard.
get lard? I don't know.
Oh, we keep
Yeah,
making.
you sure can, because so there'll be beef tallow.
Okay.
Goes in the lard. There's a couple again innovators that have figured out how to separate separate in a processing plant and utilize and then make the lard really, really good. So if you go to Crisco, get lard, there sure is.
I'll be dang.
Yeah.
It's probably not the healthiest way to go, but
You know
it's
what?
the delicious way to go.
You know what, though? I was listening to a podcast the other day with a nutritionist who talked a lot about it and how important it is. And that we've, as a society, we've gotten away from fats. We believe that carbs are a good breakfast. They aren't. He had done a big study with children in school, and they fed half of them for 3 months. Half of them got eggs in the morning before class started. The other half got cereal. The ones that, or cereal or oatmeal, whatever.
Right.
The ones that had that only as their breakfast were not satiated. And 45 minutes, they were hungry. They wanted something different. They scored lower on their tests. I mean, it was pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously,
study.
the people that say, if you're not wanting to eat beef or pork or chicken, good for you. But the hardcore reality is that is the healthiest protein. What is causing the health crisis in this country and in the state of Nebraska is obesity. And obesity and heart disease does not come from animal protein. It comes from the publicly traded companies that process food and put very addictive tastes in it to get people to consume more. And it's very cheap. So they consume more and more because it tastes so good, but it has nothing but processed stuff in it. So, and carbs and calories. So people put on 100 pounds, and then it does, I call it starvation amidst a plenty. It doesn't have protein. It doesn't have nutrients to have your cartilage regenerate and stay. So now we have gobs of people needing new hips and new knees, and it's all diet induced. So if people stayed on proteins and got away from processed foods, you'll be amazed at the fat melting away and how much better you feel.
Well, I don't deep fat fry my Twinkies anymore. I wrap them in bacon, add a little bit of cheese.
There you go. just do away with your
Breakfast of champions.
Here's the deal: do away with the Twinkies and eat more bacon, and
You
you'll
know,
be
I've
just
had a
fine.
Twinkie since I was a
Crying out loud.
teenager. That's funny.
They probably don't even make Twinkies anymore. They just have a warehouse full of them that are 40 years old. They're still good.
I think they still make them.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they do.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Oh.
It's the one that and cockroaches they can
Yeah.
withstand a nuclear attack. So I mean,
That is
that's
funny.
so funny. I think though of the way that my grandmother cooked, because she just lived a block and a half from us, so I was always over there. We would go there after school if mom was busy. Mom, in the late '60s, she was an extension agent. Lincoln's always been a refugee city, so there were a lot of refugees, and she would go help non-English speaking people back in the '60s learn how to cook and shop and everything. And I look at what she taught and what I saw at the house and how my grandmother cooked, and it is so different today.
Yeah.
So different, and not in a good way.
Well,
Crazy.
So if I can throw one out for everybody listening, that is really, really a game changer. So the question would be, why, if you'd ask somebody, well, why did you cut the loin off and put it in the pan and cook it like leather? And the answer is, well, because that's what grandma did and that's what mom did. And back in when we used to feed pigs garbage, they had a Cystocirca tapeworm, and so you not to have that problem, you cooked it like leather. Well, the key today for any pork entree is pork pieces. That's been long existed 75 years ago. So people cook pork products and get too dry. They overcook them. They'll cook them to 160 degrees. So just trust me. Get a thermometer. The next time you do a pork loin, whatever you're cooking, get it off at 135 degrees. You don't need anything on it. It has the juices in it. It will melt in your mouth. You'll serve it. You put it in foil. You serve it at 140, and it's perfect. So 135. You go to a restaurant. How do you want your pork? 135, 135, 135, and you'll be amazed.
And then you don't have to boil it in barbecue sauce to get it rehydrated.
You
I
just don't need anything but savor the taste of it. Because it's extraordinary.
I started cooking my pork that way about 10 years ago. And what's real interesting about that then is you serve it and people feel like it's not done. And it's like, no, I eat it this way all the time. Just try it. Oh my gosh, this is so juicy. This is pork, and it's for that exact reason that there's that big fear. So they cook the heck out of it.
Yeah.
And
that's interesting. So now you were a vet.
Yep.
And did you
still am, by the way?
Still am. Yeah, of course. I think like
my son calls me a recovering vet, but
I love it.
I met with a person yesterday and we were talking about epidemiology. And I said, any veterinarian who has spent their time in the pig industry thinks you're an epidemiologist as well. So we're a dangerous lot. But, anyway.
Do you still practice though? Do you still work on the farm?
Because
I know you have another job. I'm trying to remember what that job is. It's probably
my opportunity. I'm all in getting to serve the people in Nebraska. So, I get home. I love to work outside. I love to mow and do yard work, but in the livestock, you've got in livestock, pigs, cattle, they need you every day. And so, I'm a kind of a drugstore cowboy now. I can go out and kick the fence and put my boots on, but, I'll help with a couple things, but not around enough to do very much.
It would almost be something you'd have to immerse yourself in every day,
so you
80 hours
do
a week.
And you have to love it.
Yeah.
The key to the whole, we talk about it all the time with kids. It's just really important that we find what we love to do. And I've been blessed. I loved a small animal practice, working for people that the human animal bond, that love their dogs. And I love figuring out, I loved figuring out how to improve the biology of the pig and to make it more efficient and improve processes with teams of people. Because for us farmers and us livestock producers, it's a really, really tough business. The consumer is our boss, and we have to figure out how to make the most and the best for the least every single day, because that is what the demand of the consumer is. And I couldn't be more proud of Nebraska cattle, livestock producers, dairy, chicken, because it takes extraordinary amounts of innovation and perseverance. And And that's what we're really good at.
Yeah.
And hard work day in and day out. I grew up here in Lincoln, 29th and O area. And my heritage is a German Catholic, all, the Plainview, Creighton, Verdigris area. And several of my cousins now, still farm, but of course my uncles and aunts when I was young. So I would go up to the farm in the summer. First time I think I went up was like I was 10. And then, growing up in the city, you have no clue. I kind of knew where our food come from because my dad, I always say, was the first community farmer, community gardener was my dad.
Right.
He went around our block and we had like 7 people. Well, they gave us half of their backyard and we shared produce. So I was gardening from a very young age. But when I went to the farm the first time for the summer, my cousin Jeff, Joe, Julie, John, Jennifer, all the JJ cousins. Wow. Within a week, I was like, this is, wow, a lot of work. And it's steady and they're up early in the morning, well before the sun comes up. You're getting the dairy cows in. Then you taking care of the hogs. I mean, it's just one thing after another all day. Maybe there's a couple of hours to play in the afternoon, where I was like, wow, this is a big, I thought swim team was tough. But you learn, I love that part of my childhood because I learned an entire different lifestyle. And, I now have a soon to be son-in-law who's a farmer and, talk to my daughter, and she's like, oh man, John, she goes, it's every day. I go, yeah, it is every day.
One of the things that I would encourage parents of young children in Lincoln to think about is to get your kids involved in 4-H as early as you can, because whatever maybe if you have a rooster, maybe you have a goat, or you learn leadership stuff, you do crafts. But the beauty of it is in 4-H. That's where nobody realizes it, but that's where our children, they're all University of Nebraska Extension, and there's a ton of volunteers. And that's where we can get our children exposed to, number one, first professors, but number two, learning that there's more to life than me. And that's the beauty of having a pet. That's the beauty of having livestock and learning about it at a young age, because you learn extraordinary critical thinking. You learn that, hey, I have a responsibility. I have to get up now. I have to take care and do things. And those are fundamental things that the kids that get exposed to that and they go to the next chapter of life, they stand out. It's their heads and tails advantage and making a difference to make this planet better.
Yeah. Totally agree.
And food doesn't start at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's where it ends.
Out on the land.
Yeah. And almond milk. Almond milk is not milk, it's almond water. And, it's important for people to understand some of these silly things that takes place. So, milk comes from a cow, not almond nuts. Milk doesn't come from a store. It comes from a cow. It's just important. So maybe with that, if I can give one quick fun, I love breakfast. I love breakfast. Right. So at breakfast, you've got the chicken, with eggs, you've got the cow with milk, and then you got the pig with bacon. So what's the difference between the cow and the pig and the chicken at breakfast? The cow and the chicken are participants. The pig is committed. I'm happy.
I love it.
I'm happy I didn't have to explain that to you guys. That's really
That's
good.
a good one. Oh my God.
Well,
anything's better with me.
Let's send it to break. You're listening to the LIBA Business Hour, and we are going to be back in a few minutes talking more about Pillin Farms.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements.
We fix basements. We fix basements.
At F Foundation Repair, we've been fixing basements for over 30 years. We're your local foundation repair experts. Our warranties stay here. Our people work here. You can trust us to take care of your home. Go to wefixbasements.com to learn more.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Make Hog Wild the centerpiece of your Thanksgiving feast. Pre-order a 12-pound whole smoked turkey or a 4-pound turkey breast for $55. A 4-pound boneless ham is $50. A complete meal includes your choice of a whole turkey or turkey breast, mashed potatoes and gravy, stuffing, green beans or corn, and a dozen rolls for $130. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com soon. Quantities are limited. All weights are approximate before cooking. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by Ascend Aesthetics.
And you're back to the LIBA Business Hour. We're talking with Governor Jim Pillen. We're talking farming. We're talking about Pillen Farms. And now we were talking in the last segment. You had gone to become a veterinarian. Now, was that so? I own some real estate, right? And my son was getting ready to go into the trades. And he goes, "What do you think I should do, Dad?" And I'm like, "I don't know anything about electricity. So why don't you be an electrician?" Kind of a, here's an opportunity for
This
Travis
is what
to
Dad
stop
needs.
writing checks to electricians. Was that kind of part of the plan, or was it just your thing?
No, it was my thing. It's just something, my dad taught me how to pull a pig when I was 5 years old. I loved being around livestock and enjoyed it. And so I had a dream to be a veterinarian from the time I was 8 years old. So
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
it was, yeah. And and I tell kids, when I get the opportunity to visit with kids, it's, if you don't have a dream, it's okay, but pray for one, because if you have a dream, your dreams are your North Star, and that's good. I mean, every one of us, it doesn't matter what age we are. It's important that we have a dream. So we have a North Star. So we get up every day, have a purpose, do the best that we can to make things better. And so I believe that you need to do what you love to do. If you do what you love to do, you never work a day in your life, and you can come home with more energy than you started the day. And that can be heaven on earth, right?
Absolutely.
I was just having coffee with a friend the other day who's 37, 3 kids now, does not like his job, has had, I don't know, 3 or 4 jobs since he graduated from college. And, we were chatting. He goes, "I just need to find something. I don't know what I really want to do." I said, "Rob, what are you passionate about? Like, what are you passionate about?" He goes, "Well, coaching and sports." I go, "Then that's what you do." "Well, I don't really." I go, you'll have 1,000 excuses why not to do it.
Yeah.
But until you start doing what you are passionate about, you're not going to be happy. And once you get into doing something you're passionate about, the money and everything you need to survive will flow.
Exactly.
Because you're in a good mood, you're happy, you're doing what you want to do. I said, so that's your focus. Now how you get there is going to be up to you, but your focus, that's your passion.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yep. And endure. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if not good at electricity, have your son go into the
That's
trades.
it. Put your
Those
kids
little
in the
tips.
trades, and I should have had my daughter become a plumber, but I don't know if she would have went for that.
Yeah, no. I know your daughter, and no, she would not have. That's funny.
One of the things that is important to mention, is just so that parents recognize and say, "Hey, I want to help my child find their passion, find their dream."
Mm-hmm.
And it's, if their calling is for going to college, great, but every child needs the opportunity to be lifted up and find their passion, and so much of it's in the trade schools. And so our community college, Southeast community, Metro, Northeast, the Panhandle, and the Central community colleges, they're doing a phenomenal job across the state to be able to make sure that, number one, starting dual credits with kids in high school, where they can really find their passion, because you don't have to go to 4-year college to really, really be an extraordinary member of society. In fact, all the trades, whether it's an electrician, a welder, a carpenter, plumber, those are the trades that we have to have an explosion on, because there's so much technological advancement. There's some brilliant people that drive that, but it's going to take 80% of the skill set developed in community colleges to be able to provide the service of all the technological advancements. So there's careers out there that are incredible. And getting kids to understand that when they're in high school, all the K-12 educators, superintendents that I've met with, everybody's saying, "Hey, we've blown it the last 25, 30 years, just telling kids the only solution is a 4-year degree." That's not the case. That's not the world today.
True.
Not the world today. And, we have extraordinary opportunities to lift everybody up. And it starts with education, skill set training, and there's incredible careers in the state of Nebraska. And, oh, by the way, we live in the safest place in the world. So those are things that are really, really important. And it all funnels around our strength. We have to know who we are. And in the state of Nebraska, we have lots. We're we have an incredibly diverse economy, but what drives it is agriculture and manufacturing.
Yeah.
So we that's who we are.
Well, and I see so many parents are sending their kids off to college, and the kids don't even know what they want to major in.
Yep.
You're already in college. We're writing checks here, folks.
Yeah.
Why aren't we figuring this out long before? Because college is not the end all be all. When we started our company, we at one point had 14 employees, right? And there were 2 people in the building that didn't have degrees. I was one, and my wife was the other one.
The owners of the company.
Yeah, and everybody
There
else
you
had
go.
degrees.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing
I get
beats
it.
the sweat of the brow, the ache of the back. There is no college diploma that's going to beat that. And if you love what you do, you're going to be more successful at it, no matter what your education is. No, don't get me wrong. I want my doctor to have a degree. There are certain
Yeah.
vocations you have to have a
Veterinarian. I
degree.
mean, engineering.
Yeah.
Right. I want Pam
Yeah.
to have a degree.
Yeah.
For sure.
Getting a degree from Knox University is pretty good. School of Hard Knocks.
That's exactly it.
right. I think about the hotel we stayed at in Kansas City. It was a brand new smart hotel, latest greatest thing. It's going to be wonderful. It knows when you walk in the room, turns the heater on to whatever what the average temperature people love is and everything. We had a horrible time, and the hotel was having a horrible time because the hotel had been around for 8 months, short 8 months. It hadn't been around a year. The problem was the company comes from Boston, works with the engineers. They put this plan together. They build this hotel, and they take off. And every time something's not working, they bring in the local electricians, local plumbers who all go, I have no clue how to fix this. And, it just really makes you stop and go that the meet, that has to meet together. We have to have the people that are doing the work and the training, and it doesn't have to be a 4-year college. And also, wasn't it you recently that said, Travis, that the future millionaires are the electricians and the plumbers?
And they are.
Right? I mean,
they really are.
Their jobs are so different today than they were the other day, too, just with technology alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I sell some of these homes where I'm like, okay, I need to go home and study how this all works because my clients are going to ask, and I'm like,
yeah,
this is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. So now, when you got out of college, you went back to the farm, or did you start opening a practice?
Yeah. So no, I worked in a practice and then started my own about a year after. And so I had my own practice, and then that's when I started with my dad as well. So I was practicing, and then taking care of livestock in and around it all. So kind of had a couple different things going on at one time.
Okay. So when you went back to work on the farm, like permanently, that was did you close your practice?
Yeah,
or?
no, we kept it going. We were doing multiple things for a number of years, and then sold our practice like 15 years later. So
okay,
kind of kept, it just takes, when you start out, it just takes a lot to keep everything going. So kind of was always the guy that figured we needed about 4 different game plans in case something didn't work. Right. That's what most entrepreneurs do. You don't, you kind of spread the eggs out, make sure you don't have all eggs in one basket, and then keep going at it. So yeah, that's kind of what we did. And it, it worked out.
And a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Well, easy. It takes, as I've said, I've been blessed that I've never, I think a key thing for any of us is find, if you do what you love to do, you never work, but you put a ton of energy into it.
Yeah.
Put a ton of energy into
Well
it.
said.
And then, it's not work. And I think what's so incredibly important, there's sometimes somebody will say, well, you're a self-made man. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a self-made man.
Exactly.
You might spearhead something for a period of time, but all the things that's happened to me and my family, it's because of an extraordinary group of people that all came together for the greater good. And we just kept working hard and doing what we love doing. And all of a sudden things can go well. So, but you can't ever give up, you got to persevere through the tough times, and there's hard times,
Yeah. And they're there for everybody. And, everybody is going to struggle in business.
Yeah. And if, I remember a time when a banker came in and said, we need to talk. And I said, what's going on? And he said, well, I'm here to tell you you're broke. I said, gee whiz, what, things were bad. No question about it. We were underwater, and, we were working hard to get to the other side. And finally I just said, well, you know what? I know what broke is, and we got more than that. I just need a new banker. So we'll get you taken out here in 30 days and move on. Didn't know exactly how we do that, but you got to put a stake in the ground and move forward and believe, and I think that's maybe the other message for all of us is, it's important in Nebraska that we all believe we are the best in the world at what we do. I don't care what the discipline is. And when you believe in yourself and you believe in your neighbors, extraordinary things take place. And I'm telling you what, that is the most extraordinary thing we have in Nebraska is the people, our grit, determination, our hard work, and there's nobody that can compete with us.
Yeah.
And those result in incredible things taking place. Hey, there's a reason why we have some of the lowest unemployment in the United States. It's because of who we are as the people, and we never give up. And so I think that if somebody is saying, gee, what's going on in Nebraska? It's really simple. It's the people. And we just need to, I'm today, I call myself the chief bragging officer of Nebraska because we're so humble. All these incredible stories, nobody knows about it. I met with a guy that just in the last 3 days at a governor's meeting, and he used to be a secretary, and said, "Do you know so and so?" I said, "Well, of course, yeah, I sure do." He said, "This guy's incredible. He's a phenomenal gem in Nebraska." And I said, "Yeah, he's hit it out of the park." And I said, "You know who knows about him in Nebraska?" Who? I said, "Nobody," because we don't brag about anything, right? And it's important that we brag. It's important we talk about it so that all of our kids know this is the place to raise their families, and they can have far superior careers here in Nebraska than going anywhere else. It used to be in my day, everybody said, get out of here. There's no opportunity. Man, this is the land of milk and honey. This is where the opportunities are. It's the safest place in the world to raise our families. And there's incredible, incredible careers that aren't even developed yet. When we talk about the new bioeconomy, we talk about agriculture, we talk about manufacturing, we talk about finance, we talk about Offutt Air Force Base, and we need 3,000 of the best and brightest minds to come help with nuclear deterrence. There's extraordinary opportunity for young people in Nebraska.
Yeah. Well, we've got to go to a break. We can chat more when we come back, but you're listening to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 FM, The Ticket, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Starter Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive Heartland Diamond Collection. If you're ready to add some sparkle to your life that you can see from across the room, the Heartland Diamond is for you. Stop in to Starter Heyman to see for yourself. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by U-Stop and Whitehead Oil.
All right, and we're back with our last segment of the LIBA Business Hour. We're talking with Governor Jim Pillen. We're talking hogs and farming and agriculture, and Nebraska's awesome. And we've covered a lot of topics in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are a ton of fun, and your leadership for Lincoln businesses is really important. And I think it's really important. I appreciate how you encourage people, and we were just talking off air. It's just so incredibly, life doesn't have to be as complicated as some people try to make it. It's simple. Hey, let's just get up in the morning, pray to do God's will, be 100% positive, and work hard.
Yeah.
And extraordinary things happen to your families.
Yeah, you've won most of the battle right there if you can do that.
Yeah, well, it's very cliche, but don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
all
down. It's
I almost ripped off the book title, but so one question I had is, now your kids are in the business,
yes,
which is awesome, right? Yep. And you have 2 kids, right?
Well, we have 4 children. My 2 oldest are running our business,
okay.
And they it's when you're a father, and in order to do what we did, we had a lot of partners over the years. And when the day I woke up and realized that my kids were my best partners I've ever had, that was really, really cool. And there's times when you have to say, okay, it's time it's time for them to make all the decisions. And they've got great groups. They've been and then when you wake up and realize people are coming to join your team because of your kids, not you. Okay, that we're mission accomplished. And I'm a big time believer that we need family businesses. They are the hallmark of our communities. Publicly traded companies are okay, but the hardcore reality is we need Nebraska stakeholders. Nebraska agriculture is owned by 95% family farmers and ranchers. We need more strong businesses because they understand the social responsibilities of our communities. We need people, successful people, being givers, not takers. That's what makes an extraordinary community. That's what makes an extraordinary state. So really, didn't know if it would ever work, but we're blessed it has. And hopefully that'll keep going on for generations to come.
One thing, and I hope we have enough time to get through this. One thing I was reading was like the number of just hog farms in general since 2017 is down 13%.
Yeah.
And people under the age of 35 that own hog farms is 9%. So you see the average hog farm is a 58-year-old, 59-year-old, something like that. And young people, it doesn't look like they're going into it. Is that kind of the reality that you're seeing? And how do we fix that?
Yeah. So no question that's a challenge everywhere in agriculture. Is that there's fewer people living in rural areas. And the technological advancements don't require as many people. So that's helpful in that regard. But I think that the answer is that we need to, i.e. 4-H, more education within our schools so that people really understand there's a lot of things that are going to change, that are changing in the world, but one that's not is that everybody wants to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And so being a part of feeding the world is an extraordinary privilege. In our business, our big mission, what do you do? You're part of a team feeding 13 million people. It's really fulfilling. It's really gratifying. And so I think that, more education, more understanding, so that young people can understand what an incredible gift and privilege it is to be a part of feeding the world. I always say that if we could just take 5 seconds before every meal and just have an appreciation for all the hands, all the hands it takes to get that coffee bean to coffee, to get that bacon from conception, the coffee bean from germination. It's an extraordinary process of feeding the world and all of the people that are a part of that process. So it's education and drawing people and perseverance and your passion.
Yeah.
Passion trumps it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there goes the music. Well, that was so fast.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your time with us today.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it.
There's a fascinating guy out there.
Well, you're listening to the LIBA Business Hour,
awesome.
and we will see you next week. Thanks for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed it. And go Big Red today. We got to get a big win.
Got to get it.
We do.
Everybody stay positive. Everybody cheer loud, and we'll get it.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CR-FR Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. You can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto. Slay the